Let's try this again. Welcome, sir. May I see your membership card? Lord Target's perfect politician should be at the restaurant. What's your call, Joker? Let's head in. Thank you for displaying your proof of membership, sir. Please head on inside. Seats marked with a blue flower are reserved for special guests. Please refrain from sitting there. Because you're not special, because Shido decided so, because Shido's a dickhead. Yes, what? Indeed. And the only reason that, he actually, he's given them special accommodations is probably because he's useful to them, and the moment that they're not, he's going to kill them. Because he's that evil. Anyway.
This is...
Reserve sees special information. That may lead us to the politician we're looking for. Yeah. For real? Yeah, for real, Ryuji. That possibility didn't even cross your mind. See, this is what I'm talking about. Ryuji earlier was like, he must not... Like, I thought that was very insightful. When... Hold on. Is that in the log? Let me see, because I don't actually remember exactly what he said right now. Welcome to ADHD, friends. Yeah, it's all thanks to that Dick Shido thinking everyone around him is incompetent. You know, like, it's actually that pretty easy. Should it have been that simple? See, again, Ryuji picked up that the reason that that guy dropped his card was because Shido thinks everyone's incompetent, and, you know, this is the shadow version of this man in Shido's cognition, so because he's incompetent as far as Shido's concerned, he dropped the card. Ryuji put that together, and then literally 5 minutes later, I love you, Makoto, but she ragged on him for not being intuitive about something else. Leave him alone. That was a good deduction from as far as I'm concerned. Let me know what you think about that, though, friends. Man, things are pretty damn luxurious in here. Even the food looks super good.
Oh my.
Try not to get too excited, okay? You're fucking... Okay. I love you, Makoto, but I hate the writers for portraying you like this right now. I don't hate... Okay, I don't hate the writers. I don't hate anyone.
That must be the taste.
I use the word hate when I'm upset. I think you should... You know, it's a word I want to stop using forever. Because it has such deeply negative connotations. And I don't actually ever hate anything. I'm such a soft-hearted person. But I've often said I hate people, and they probably believed it. And I don't like that. I'm trying my best to not say that word, but it's really fucking hard. That must be the table.
Right. That influential politician comes here. Why don't we have a seat at the table next to it and wait for him? I'll go. He may become guarded if we go in a big group. Wouldn't it be odd with just one girl sitting there, though? Does someone want to come with me?
That line was said a little oddly to me. Of course, Haru's voice actress is amazing, and this whole voice acting team, including the directors, are amazing. And the reason I said directors is I don't know how same the team is, but as far as I know, there's 2 voice directors for the Persona localizations in America, the Persona localizations in English. I say in America because it's an American company, and these are obviously American voices, but I know there's 2 voice directors. There's a man and a woman. I know that from a live stream that they did when Persona 5 Strikers came out. There was a live stream they did, and I was there for that. It was a really cool thing, and I love that the industry is doing this now. They're really, voice acting is, you know, like, you know, being more personal with streaming and stuff, especially with COVID and everything, is a really effective marketing strategy, of course. But at the same time, I really love the camaraderie that you actually genuinely feel with those. That's why, like, you know, it's like the game companies care about their players, and a lot of times you feel like that really isn't the case quite. But, you know, and again, it was really cool because it was a stream where, you know, the voice actors were there, and they talked about their experiences and everything, and how much they loved being a part of the project, and they did line readings and all that, and the Mass Effect voice actors did the same. Jennifer Hale, the voice actress for FemShep. Speaking of which, I will definitely be playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition on the channel. I'm actually playing it off of recording right now. I'm getting notes together because I'm doing a role play. I'm trying to basically make a very detailed backstory for Shepard, write her out, and have very, very detailed reasons for why she does everything. I think it'll really be a really interesting thing. And I know this is nothing new, but I'm going to do it my own way. And I think I certainly have the capacity to make it very engaging. And at least something I would be proud of regardless of anyone else, and I hope people like it, of course. Does anyone want to come with me? Does someone want to come with me? I'll go. Listen, if my girlfriend's gonna go sit alone in a place like this with a bunch of rich bastards, I'm gonna fucking go with her.
Hold up, Joker. Let me go with her.
Ryuji, she's my girlfriend. Now, granted, this game assumes that I guess the whole party doesn't really know that, for reasons of not having conflict of interest. Like, think about it. In order to not have too much, like, connotation of you're dating X character instead of Y character, in order for people's romances to at least matter to some degree, they either have to do this thing where they skirt around it, or they have to add so much dialogue for different scenarios and like all over the game for in order to make like this all the women you can date like feel like, again, at this point it would probably be pretty obvious to us that to the rest of the party that Makoto and Joker have something going on. There's no way that a group of friends spends that much time together and doesn't notice that kind of a thing, right? So it's weird to me, but I get why they're doing it this way. It's so much work to do it the other way. However, I really hope that games in the future do that, and I think they certainly have the capacity to, and I think that hopefully, the RPG I'd love to make someday, or RPG series, or one of many RPGs I'd like to make someday, it'll probably be smaller scale than Persona, because yeah, like, especially budgetary-wise and graphically and everything, and presentation-wise, like, I'll probably have an indie studio. It'll probably be a shorter game, too. But, I will make sure that all the romances are thoroughly acknowledged through different dialogue throughout the game. It makes it feel like, like everyone around you is cognizant and aware of your relationship with X character and is reacting appropriately. Because it's so weird that's just not a thing in games when that is absolutely a thing in real life. Regardless.
I mean, dude, it's a restaurant.
What are you, a preschooler?
Ryuji's just hungry, okay, and also maybe thirsty. But if he's thirsty in the way that, like, I think he might be, Joker's gonna knock... No, actually, no, Makoto's gonna knock him on his ass. And then be like, I'm dating someone. Anyway. Assuming that they don't actually know.
You were so excited about this.
Because food, listen. This is warranted. But again, it's just Ryuji's being made fun of again. Game stop, please.
Why isn't anyone asking me to do this? Alright. We're going in. Everyone else stay nearby. I'll give the signal when the time is right.
Man, what should I eat?
Ryuji.
You can't get full off of food in a palace. He's as dumb as ever.
I can't read this.
Ryuji Stap. I love this. Oh my god. Okay. I don't. Why did I say I love this? I want to skip it because it's Ryuji, but like, I would really rather it be me. But Ryuji was like, but. Oh my god. Ryuji Stap, please.
I'll have the sautéed foie gras.
Of course, Makoto can read it.
A salad garnished with truffles.
And I could probably read it
roasted
too.
lamb, please.
Though I don't know if I could really pronounce. Wait, that is French, isn't it? Sautéed foie gras. That's French, right? Apparently the name was in Italian. The dish was in French. The dish name.
I can't believe you can order so easily like that. Say, ain't we kind of young compared to the others here? They're all involved with Shido, yeah?
I really wish you could actually be the one. It would make so much sense as her boyfriend. You know... I really wish this wasn't another scene of, hey, look at how dumb Ryuji is, everyone! Anyway.
They seem to be major figures in the political and financial worlds.
On whose permission are you sitting there, brats?
How about you go fuck yourself, asshole?
Who's? I don't see any reserved signs or nothing here.
It'd be a nuisance if you'd make a racket next to my table.
How about you go fuck yourself?
I wish to dine leisurely. Children like you who are simply hungry should leave.
You know, you're talking to two people with, you know, a history of anger issues and lashing out at people that can fuck you up real good because personas. I would really watch your fucking tongue, asshole. And not only that, they hate the fuck out of people just like you. For a lot of fucking reasons. Fuck you.
What was that?
Skull, be quiet.
See, as much as I think hate shouldn't be a thing, when it comes to situations like this, acknowledging why hate does exist between people, I think is part of how you know, draw attention to the hate, right? To the degree where people can realize maybe that they have similar patterns in themselves and be able to start working through them. So, again, acknowledging hate in games like this and even identifying with it, I think it's actually a good thing. Especially as long as you stop and talk about, hey, this isn't okay anyway. Like what Ryuji's doing right now is not okay. But let's be honest here, I would really rather you be able to actually sit with her for not just, hey, we're boyfriend and girlfriend sitting in a nice, ritzy restaurant across from each other, romantic. Not just that, but also, this wouldn't have to be another, hey guys, look, Ryuji's dumb scene, like I said. I want to skip this, but I won't. I had a habit of skipping earlier in the game, and now I feel like I need to soak up the dialogue, because writing dialogue and perhaps even being a voice director is kind of my ideal position. Not just dialogue, but writing for games in general. But also being a voice director, that's kind of or at least like being involved in the voice directing. That's kind of part of my dream position if I were to work for a game company. And I would love to a degree or another anyway.
I apologize for our discourtesy.
If you understand, then go home.
How about you go fuck yourself in the ass?
Excuse me, but might you be Mr. Oe?
Indeed I am.
This will be an impudent request, but would you provide us a letter of introduction to Mr. Shido?
From the looks of it, you appear to be minors. Why do you need an introduction?
Well, Akechi's a minor.
We wish to be granted an audience with him. His political ideology resonates so much with us.
Makoto's awesome for this. Again, I would much rather this, like, you could just support her smartly instead of Ryuji being the dumbass again. I really wish you could just, like, that you could actually just, like, when you say I'll go, then you could just do it. I really wish there was an actual choice. When you present a dialogue option like that, it should be a choice. I promise you. If I have control over it, any game I'm involved with the development of, that will not be a fucking issue, because I hate that. I hate the whole, oh, there's a choice here, but it's not actually a choice, it's a but thou must. I hate that. Fuck but thou musts. I hate them. No more. I say I hate them. Again, I don't really mean that. I'd just rather not deal with them. I'd rather they not be in games. And it's not talking about people, so it's not as much of an issue anyway. If you're talking the same way about people, then it's a problem. If it's mechanics in a game that can be fixed or changed or stuff like that, things in a game, then it's something that you can discuss. I don't like this. Because, if developers watch this stuff, or people that want to get into game developing, they might develop a philosophy that might allow them to develop games you might really enjoy one day because you're speaking on it, right? Who knows, man? Like, I definitely intend to make games that I would, really enjoy and, Anyway.
Of course, the same can be said about you, Mr. Oe.
You have quite the silver tongue for one so young. Not that I mind it. Are you a high school student?
Yes, sir.
Speaking of high school, schools. I've heard that some principal somewhere kicked the bucket.
Kobayakawa, yep.
He supposedly tried to leak Mr. Shido's name.
And there we go. There's the reason behind his death.
Had he simply obeyed, he could have remained in the upper echelons. To think he would cast all that away. An elite such as myself can't even fathom why someone would do such a thing.
It's really interesting. And Kobayakawa, in the end, you know, he's kind of a victim in all this, as much of an asshole as he was. Because he felt an absolute need not to tell and to continue pressing for the Phantom Thieves to be investigated on. Because Shido... And he also knew that if he spilled, he would die. So, of course, you know, he was really scared when he was walking across that crosswalk. He knew. Because he knew about the mental shutdown thing. He knew Shido probably knew about what it was doing, and it was only a matter of time.
If you pledge your loyalty, you're given the honor of selecting those who would have mental shutdowns.
Did you ask Mr. Shido to trigger a mental shutdown in someone as well?
More or less.
Considering your caliber, I would assume that the target must have been someone quite important.
Makoto's such a good actor when it comes to this stuff. She's so good. I love her.
Important? No. The target himself was nothing that impressive.
Oh, you must be being modest.
You recall the subway accident early last spring? The one I had targeted was that engineer.
Oh my god, he's the one behind it. And you know, it makes a lot of sense that Makoto would be really good at brown nosing. And as sad as saying that sounds. Because it is sad. But you know, because Sai was like, well, you've gotta be a good student and move up in the world and, you know, respect your superiors and all that. And, you know, good little Miss Honor student. Of course she's good at brown nosing. Because that's what she's doing right now.
That was you?
It was to take out the president of some company and a diplomat who sided with current government.
I see. That was very useful, Mr. Oe.
She's so good at acting like callous, too. And I think part of the reason is A, Cherami Lee is really good at having more of a harsh edge to her voice, and I love that. And she's so good at doing that in Cyberpunk.
Actually, my sister is a prosecutor at the public prosecutor's office.
Ah, see, now she's, you know, she's trying to get that letter of recommendation by pulling anything she can.
I could pass on what you just said to her. How about it? Won't you give us a letter of introduction?
Is that a threat? Who are you two?
The letter of introduction, please.
Don't get cocky, brats.
I love her.
I'll never give you one.
I love her.
Looks like you have one, though. Well, guess it's time to use brute force.
Guys!
See, we knew, but at least she tried. Honestly, I would have kept the brown nosing angle. Might have actually worked out for her, but, well, of course she'd want to get revenge on him knowing that, or, you know, punish him because now he knows what he did. So it makes a lot of sense that she used that as leverage, and that was very clever of her. But, you know, fighty time anyway. Oh well.
Not this.
The opponent is strong. Don't do anything reckless.
What about shoot bang?
Go down.
Ooh, Joker!
Ooh, crit.
You're looking cool!
Ooh. Okay, healed. I wonder if it's like all magic heals it. Man, I'm tempted to just beat it down with physical and... Actually, wait. No.
Strong.
We don't know about physical. We know shoot bang does normal damage. Physical does normal damage. Okay. It was just ice that heals it. So.
Take this!
Remember, Tom passing to Yusuke, because in order for him to do that is a very good strategy with this kind of fight. Remember. Do we know about Sai? We don't know about Sai. Let's try Sai. Oh, weak. Nice. I wonder if this is symbolic about who he is. The weak to Sai and strong to ice thing. It might not be intentional, but I feel like it might mean that, like, he's a cold person, and he's very susceptible to being angered, or being manipulated, or being led on by someone like Makoto saying the kinds of things she did, which makes a lot of sense. Again, that's just my interpretation, and it might not be intentional, it might just be, alright, let's just slap this weakness and this strength on him, you know? Who knows, man?
Here it comes.
Ooh, boy.
We can end this quickly.
This weakness and this resistance on them. I think it's a better use of language to describe that system.
Let's do this.
I love this so much. This is my favorite one for sure, and I'm so glad it's being triggered so much. This specific one. I love these two. Haru is probably it's probably going to be Kasumi my next playthrough, but my next one, because I will probably, this is one of those games I will replay and 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 replay for the rest of my life, because I love it.
All right, we got a letter of introduction.
Haki!
Please keep the truth of that subway accident a secret.
Fine.
In any case, it turns out Principal Kobayakawa was connected to Shido after all.
Indeed.
No wonder he was so adamant about me digging up information on the Phantom Thieves.
Indeed, yeah.
Still, I can't believe Shido just killed him so nonchalantly.
The entire nation is underwater in his palace. He must feel nothing toward one measly educator.
In any case, even though that politician was cognitive, he turned into a monster. Up until Kanashiro's palace, cognitive beings were nothing more than weak presences.
No, that Oe fellow just now wasn't a cognition. But he had the memories and appearance of an actual person. He was probably a shadow fused with a cognition. It's like making the shadow wear human skin. I've never seen anything like that before. Such power is normally impossible.
Interesting.
Wasn't Shido the one who destroyed the research done by Oracle's mother on cognition?
Oh, do you think that when he did, he took the results for his own purposes? Shido. For all we know, Shido could have some hidden trick that allows him to tamper with his own palace. We need to be especially careful from here on out.
Yes, of course. I will continue accepting them, even after I am inaugurated as Prime Minister.
As expected from you, Mr. Shido. You are truly a reliable man.
And in return, I only ask for your continued support. Standing up to the world does require money.
Of course. I'll make sure to prepare compensation as thanks for your help in cleaning up.
There's Ue right there. In real life.
The incident with that accident in spring was very beneficial. This is all thanks to you, sir.
If the study of cognitive science progresses, I believe it's possible to increase the target range.
I bid you good luck with that endeavor. I hope you will continue to assist us.
Hey!
Are there circles like this in real life where just killing is really normal and just like a means to an end? And like people just like grow up and just be like this? Like, okay, I guess, like, stuff like mafias and gangs, I guess that is kind of how they work, huh? It's kind of scary knowing that this kind of thing is probably not so far-fetched as cartoonishly evil as Shido seems. Oh, man. We still need 4 more letters. According to the map, the elevator ahead will take us to the pool deck. If our intel is correct, there should be a womanizing former noble there. There's another thing I'm not the most fond of Japanese games, this whole, like, obsession Japanese writers have with old men being fucking disgusting towards young girls. And I'm gonna be forced to read that for some fucking reason. Anyway. Womanizing, huh? I'm so not up for this. And it's like, and An is always used as the sex appeal character that is forced to degrade herself so that we can solve things, and I hate that more than Ryuji. And again, I'm using the word hate again. Maybe it's okay to hate things like this. Concepts like this. Just not people. Beautiful piano. This place does not deserve such beautiful piano. Fuck it. We also offer room service to our VIP customers. Okay, so still white dots. I had to make sure that he wasn't saying anything different. Alrighty, Dergy. Hold on. Hold the fuck. Hold the big old organ phone. Is that a save? No, it's a lavender. Yeah, because like that is the way we came. This is continuation. Yay. Give me that marble chessboard, heck ye.
This feeling. I think there's a safe room around here.
Yay! By the way, I love that. It sounded kind of.
We
It
found
sounds.
a new safe room.
The way she said that sounded kind of old detective movie-y thing. I think there's a safe room around here. I love her. You can now quick travel to the mid-starboard hallway. Heck ye, friends. What are peeps saying? Alright, 1 down. Let's keep it up, Joker. Heck ye, Ryuji, we will. Sup, Haru? You cute bait.
This is horrible.
I agree, it is very horrible. Even the school principal was affected by this? How many people suffered because of Shido? Actually, I'm not sure if I read this before, but I feel like his dots were gray when I talked to him. I'm not sure what that was about. I did not expect that the cognitive beings would become shadows. Knowing we have 4 more, we cannot let our guard down. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. They're mini-bosses.